In this video, we are looking at the DERC. This is the 1215. It is a brushless four-wheel drive off-road truck. You can get this thing, a lot of times they're running coupons on it. You can get this thing for almost $100. Right now, as I look at it, $127 with a $20 coupon means $107 right now. We're gonna drive it, bash it, test it, see how durable it is, but we're gonna start by getting it out of the box. Here's what you get in the box itself. You do get a very basic standard controller here. I will note one thing that it does have is a speed limiting function right here in the middle of it. This is very nice to have, especially for inexperienced users. You can actually limit the speed down. Less speed means the crashes hurt just that little bit less. You will need to provide the 4 AA batteries in the bottom in order to get it up and running. It comes with these very unique batteries. It's kind of a special proprietary battery that they have where it plugs in. The good news is it still uses a standard T-plug, which means there's many aftermarket batteries that should still fit in place of this in the truck. In this box, we have a wheelie bar, a battery charger, some extra spare body clips, a screwdriver, and this is your standard T-wrench for getting your wheels on and off. You get an instruction manual here that helps guide you through some of the basic operations of the vehicle, and then back here in the end you have part numbers and exploded diagrams so that if anything ever goes wrong you can see the parts, understand how the vehicle goes together, and get those spares. Turning our attention to the truck itself, fairly standard non-foam filled tires in here, so they are a little bit flat compared to what you would normally get. Feels like it would provide decent traction compared to the others that we would expect to get. I noticed the body is kind of the thing that you notice very first off. It's big. It's bigger than normal. A lot of the times a vehicle in this scale, the body would be a little bit narrower, so it wouldn't be quite as fat and stick out as much. It's fine. It's just a different choice in the look itself. It feels a little squished. It feels like it either was not molded right or it was definitely put in the box wrong. I say that also, I don't know if it shows up here on the camera very well. This whole front nose is cocked over here. Like this whole part right here is like smashed down. This is pulled up. I don't know if it was just in the box wrong and it smashed it that way or what, but it definitely doesn't look good. It definitely has been smashed over, and that's not awesome. We do have a LED light bar up here in the front though, so that is nice. And then if you'll notice here, you see that bounciness. With kind of lack of control is because the shocks that are on this are friction shocks. They do not have oil in them, and so honestly for a vehicle this size it doesn't really matter that much, but you will see a little bit less control with a non-oil filled shock like this compared to one that is oil filled. Now let's get the body off. Here is where we have their battery latching system, and it has this little cage in here, and that's where that battery securely fits in. Slide this in and latch it in. Battery's not going anywhere. It's very, very secure that way. The only negative to that is it does make it harder to fit alternate batteries in here. You really are kind of stuck with their proprietary battery unless you literally cut this out and find a different way for holding batteries in. So it really is not a very positive thing long run for this vehicle. Over here on this side we have a 2-in-1. This is a receiver and ESC in one unit. So it not only controls all the signals that are coming in from the radio, but it also then outputs them to the motor. A lot of the times as you step up in price and you get into some of the nicer vehicles, this will be a dual 2 separate components that perform a little bit better. For this price point, it's not unusual to see this. Now it does have the brushless motor right here with the heatsink on it. That is very nice. When we look at everything else, servo is looks like a micro servo coming up here with a 3-wire control. So that's handy. If you ever do need to replace it, there should be some good aftermarket parts for it. And again, see the wire coming up here for the LEDs in the front, the non-oil filled shocks. We do have some beefy drive shafts on all 4 corners. When we look at the chassis design, we have LEDs down here as well. That's kind of fun. Otherwise, chassis design, control arms, this all looks familiar, if I'm honest. We've reviewed some other DERC vehicles, and I think there's a chance that the majority difference of this one versus some of the other ones is mostly in the body, maybe some slight spec revisions on the electronics, but otherwise, this looks pretty just common run-of-the-mill fare for something that you can get at right about $100. I'm going to get the battery in, get the battery charged up. Controller is on, battery is in and plugged in. Now we're going to grab the power switch. Turn it on. We have LEDs on the front. We have steering. Wow. That sounds fast.
That sounds loud is what it sounds.
It is loud and fast sounding. There's a headlight button here on the controller.
It just did the headlights.
If I click it, oh, I got a headlight changes color up here. So chassis lights. Whoa, look at that! Put the body on and go take it for a drive. Will it do a wheelie? Oh my! Look at that! Yeah, you have to like feather it to not flip over. Definitely enough power to go in the grass. Dang! It's like wild. No backflip. There you go. Oh, flip time. We're gonna try a front flip. Oh, that didn't make it. Ow. Oh, that hurt bad. All the wheel speed to all the none of it. Oh! Oh! There you go. Back from the test run, and I have to admit, I was a little skeptical going out there. I really was. I was like, guess what? I've seen this song and dance before. It's fine, but it's nothing too special. Like, it'll just be fine. And I'll be honest, it was a lot of fun. I was out there with both of my kids, both of them driving it. Almost none of that driving that you saw was actually me driving. It was actually my kids. And what you saw was this thing took a bunch of hits. I mean, absolutely. The body's actually a little scraped up here and stuff from how many hits it took over and over and over again. It's got good speed. It's got good durability. It's literally completely fine. The only thing that gave me pause is at one point the motor seemed like it was struggling a little bit to go. And what I'm nervous about is we had some really big hits on the roof. And what I see is I see two capacitors that are up here at the very top, plus these motors, plus these wires to the motor. All of these are like the first point of impact. When this body deforms in a hit and it comes down in, these are going to get hit first. If those take damage, then this thing is not going to run as well. So I'm a little bit nervous about this design right here with these capacitors sticking up. Those can get knocked off very easily and affect performance. But you saw that thing take massive crashes. Massive crashes. And it is 100% fine. I am flabbergasted with everything that truck just went through. And it's completely and totally fine. It's got some dirt on it. That is literally it. Nothing is bent. Nothing is broken. That right there, that's basically all you need to know. It can take that much damage, that much abuse, and absolutely be fine. I am absolutely blown away. I hope this was useful for you. If you have any questions about what we've done here, leave them down in the video comments if you have any questions about this truck or anything else like that. If you want to look at some other vehicles that I've reviewed that may be peers to this or something that you might want to cross shop with, there'll be a vehicle reviews playlist popping up to your right over here that has all of those vehicles in it. So thank you and goodbye.